My rendition of The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and on the home place no creature was stirring, not even old Whiteface. The stockings were hung by the old stove with care, in hopes that St. Nick might make a stop there. The cattle were nestled together for heat. The north wind blew cold, it wasn't no treat. The boss man lay sleepless, this cold had him fearing, for the cattle that stood out in the clearing. Would he have enough critters by winter's end to make enough cash for his family to spend? His wife, she lay next to him, sharing his fears. Life sure was hard out on the frontier. Those kids, they lay dreaming of toys St. Nick could bring, a new saddle, new dolls, and a bell that would ring. Those adults lay sleepless and kids lost in dreamland. The cattle stood out on the snow-covered rangeland. When all of a sudden came down from the sky a sleigh with 8 reindeer, all tired from their fly. "Whoa!" St. Nick yelled as he picked up the reins. Softly they landed on snow-covered plains. As he stepped from the sleigh, he surveyed his team. They were all sweated, and up rose the steam. The boss man, he rose when he heard St. Nick's yell. He walked to the window to stand for a spell. When out it he noticed in the moon's pale dim light, no modern-day object appeared in his sight, for out in the yard was St. Nick in his sleigh, with 8 tiny reindeer. He looked quite at dismay. The boss man, unsure of what was outside the shack, pulled on his jeans and his worn-out old hat, then stepped out the door, and to his surprise, the sleigh had not vanished from in front of his eyes. St. Nick said, "I need 8 horses, I'll pay you their worth." "Sounds good to me." The boss man stood shocked and stared at frozen earth. Then thinking, he said, "I'll find you 8, only 7 are broke." "Sounds good to me," St. Nick replied, unharnessing as he spoke. The old man assisted, and soon the reindeer had vanished. Then off to the barn the pair rapidly vanished. They surveyed the mounds that stood quietly in their stalls. The boss man grabs halters and soon caught them all. They harnessed the horses, then hitched them up to St. Nick's sleigh. All stood quietly except the little bay. St. Nick climbed in the sleigh and surveyed the land. The boss man looked up and extended his hand. They shook, the boss man stood back, and St. Nick yelled, "Up to it, you cayuses," as he cracked the whip he held. "Now Rony, now Buck, now Snake and Old Joe, on Captain, on Bear, on Bones and Loco. To the edge of the ridge, to the end of the falls, now dash away, dash away, dash away all." The boss man just stood there and was all too amazed at the sight he'd just witnessed. In the sky he did gaze. Then he turned to the house, for surely the morning would be on them too soon as the skies began warning. He stripped off his chore coat and crawled into bed. Sleep soon overtook his weary old head. He woke in the morning at time to do chores, got up, got dressed, then walked out the doors. He entered the barn to 8 friendly neighs, a note on the door, and mangers of hay. "Thanks for your horses, signed Nick," it did say. "P.S. Look under the tree, you'll find your pay." The boss man stared at the note on the wall. It really had happened, hadn't dreamt it at all. He returned to the house to be greeted by hugs. "St. Nick came," the kids said with a tug. "Let's open the presents," the kids shrieked with joy. They went to the tree to see their brightly wrapped toys. At the edge of the tree was a small envelope. Inside was a check and a small written note. "To pay off your debts and to keep you in business. I'll be back next year if my team isn't its fittest. Thanks for your help, your friend Nick." He passed the letter to his wife and said, "This might do the trick." She looked at him with disbelief as she read the note. Is it really from him, escaped from her throat? He looked at his wife, and to her he did say, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good day."